Hello, little gymnasts, little tumblers. My name is Michael Lang, and Miss Lisa has asked me to do a little video for you guys while we're going through all this little craziness of not being able to come to the studio and such. So, I don't know most of you, so I'm a little bit at a loss as to what your needs are, but I thought I would cover something that pretty much every moving art, whether it's sports or dance or tumbling, needs, and that's flexibility. If you're at all like I was when I was a child, I was always the student who would go into a stretch, and then as soon as I saw the teacher turn their head, I would get out of it because it hurt so much. I was not naturally flexible. I think as tumblers, this is not always a horrible thing. I mean, we definitely need to have flexibility to do a lot of the things that we want to do, but I also think sometimes people are tighter just because their tendons are a little more taut and springy, and so what I lacked in natural flexibility, I mean, I eventually worked on it quite a bit to get flexibility to become a dancer as well, but what I lacked in flexibility allowed me to really spring off the floor quick and high. So I think, it's not always a horrible thing if you're not Gumby, right? And you can just jump into the splits and such. But it is good to have a certain amount of flexibility so that you don't get injured and so that there's more available to you range of motion wise and movement wise. So what I'm going to teach you guys is what is called active isolated stretching. Now this is very nice for people that might be a little tight, because what you're doing is you're moving in and out of the stretch in 2-second increments. So you're not sitting there holding a stretch and having your muscles get all like, I don't like this. You're kind of moving, and actually it's a way better way to warm up before you do tumbling or dance if you're also a dancer, than to just sit in splits, because that kind of actually makes your nervous system deaden. It doesn't warm it up and get it going, right? And this kind of stretching I'm going to teach you gets blood into the muscle, it fires the brain and all the nervous system. It also gets the joints all lubricated and ready to go. So it's just a better way to warm up if that's what you're using it for. Okay, so you will need some sort of, I have a rope here. It's about, I think, 7 feet long maybe. You want it long enough that you can wrap it around. I'll show you some ankle wraps and stuff that we're going to do with it. But you kind of want it to be something taut. You don't want a TheraBand or something that's going to stretch with you. You want something that's going to kind of wrap and hold solid around your foot as you do these stretches, okay? So first thing we're going to do is without the rope, okay? And we're going to, let me get you a place where you can see me. We're going to just lie in kind of like a sit-up position, okay? Now, lie your head on the floor. Think of your neck being really long, energy coming out the top of your head. And you're going to engage your belly, right? Pull your belly in a little bit to squeeze your knee up. Grab underneath the knee, and then just kind of pull toward your chest. And then tap the foot like you're just tapping it down in water. And then just exhale as it comes toward you. And remember, we're going 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then right back. And 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And we do about 10 reps of this. So we do it in reps instead of just holding a stretch once. We kind of go in and out of it. And it gets the range of motion into the joint and into the muscles. And this is just kind of getting the back, the lower back, kind of ready for the idea that we're going to have movement and stretching going on here in the next few minutes, right? So I forget what number I'm on. Let's say that's 9 and 10. Okay, and then obviously we have 2 sides, so we'll do it to the other side. And exhale, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Good. Now, we are going to grab that rope, and we're going to go right around the halfway mark and wrap it around your foot. I find these stretches work better if you actually have tennis shoes or some sort of shoe on. It makes the rope a little less uncomfortable on your foot. Okay, so now you're just going to find where your range of motion is. That's where you can take your leg without any further assistance. And then take what I call a microphone grip. Okay, microphone is like you're holding a microphone. Okay, then take that all the way up here so that you have just a little loop by the foot. Okay, and then take your other hand, and you're going to put it right on the front of the quad. Now from here, we're just going to bend the knee and then straighten it. You're going to push a little bit here, not too much, a little bit with the hand on the quadriceps, and then pull a little bit with the hand on the rope. And remember, we're just going 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then back. Think of the head being really long, like a string is pulling it from the top. Think of driving that heel up into the ceiling and the spine getting longer as you stretch it. And 4. And 5. This will get the part of the hamstring, right? The muscles back here in the back of the leg that is down by the knee joint. Okay, so they call it active isolated stretching. Isolated because we're really isolating certain parts of the muscle with these stretches. Right? And let me get 2 more. And now take that same microphone grab and go all the way to where the rope is split. And then you're going to let this hand go a little bit loose, and you're just going to let it slide down. Okay, I'm a little out of camera, but my leg is straight, right? And I'm just sliding back up and back. Right? And once again, we're just going 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. Do about 5 like this. And then we've got 3 hamstrings, right? So we're going to actually wrap the rope around the ankle, like so, okay? And then grab, just like we just had it. Same thing we just had with the grabs. And then just slide the rope just like we did before. But now the legs should be turning out. So if you do dance, this would be functional to like a grand battement, right? A kick. And do about 5 like that. And then we're going to take the rope, same thing, wrap both parts of the rope on the inside of the ankle. Now we're turning in a little bit, all right? So this would be functional, to martial artists or anybody that works with their leg a little more turned in. But it's also getting different aspects of the hamstring. Okay? About 5 of those, about 15 altogether. 1 just straight, 1 wrapped around the outside, 1 wrapped around the inside. Okay? So now we'll take the other leg and do the same thing. We'll do that first. We're going to do a half hamstring. You can switch grips if you want. For some reason, I like to just stay the way I had it before. And just bend the knee and straighten. You're going to push with the hand on the thigh and pull a little bit with the hand on the rope, keeping the spine nice and long. Exhaling on the stretch, right? Exhale here. And then inhale and exhale. And it's a good time to kind of look and see which leg. My left leg always liked stretching a little better than my right leg. Now once again, microphone grab all the way up to the top of where this rope is split. And let the leg just go down straight and come back up. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. And back. Slide the rope up, and then let it go back down. Exhale, and back. And back. And back. And back. Good. Okay, I think I did a little bit more than I usually do. So wrap it on the outside, just like we did with the other leg, right? So now we're turning the leg out a little bit, like we do in ballet. I'm going to even out my rope a little bit here so I don't lose it. About 5 of these. And we're always breathing and exhaling. Breathing is very important in stretching, right? When you exhale, kind of relaxes the body and the nervous system a little bit. Okay, and we wrapped it on the inside, so the legs kind of pigeon-toed almost a little bit. 3, 4, and 5. Good. All right. Now, from there, we have muscles that we're going to stretch called the abductors and the adductors, abductors and adductors, right? Okay, these are the muscles on the inside of the leg, and then the muscles on the outside of the glutes here. All right, so the way to remember the rope technique, we're going to wrap the rope around the ankle like we did with the hamstring, right? But I always remember we wrap in to go out, and we wrap out to go in, okay? So I'm not sure what the best angle to show this would be, but maybe I'll just face you straight on. We're going to wrap the rope on the outside of the ankle, okay? Now, I've got my right, this is my right, it might look different on the camera. I've got my right foot hooked up here, okay? So that means my left hand is going to be up here where the split is, okay? And then my other one is going to go all the way down. But I'm going to lie down when I do this. I'm just sitting up right now to talk to you, okay? But basically, when I do the first one, I'm going totally pigeon-toed, okay? So we're stretching the adductors, all these muscles on the inside, okay? And we're going to grab up here and grab down here and pull out to the side with the pigeon toe. The pigeon toe kind of keeps you from rolling on the floor, and the pigeon toe on the working leg helps you to really feel it where we're trying to feel it, okay? So just getting this rope up like this, for pigeon toe, and we're going, I don't know if that's the best angle or not, but maybe here, okay? And we're going all the way to the out. And same thing, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and then back. And then 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and back. And 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and back. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and back. And you do about 10 reps on all these, okay, just to really warm up the muscles and get them elongated. Okay, then from there, like I said, we're going to take the rope, wrap it on the inside. Okay. I think I was doing that wrong. Let's see. Yeah, I was. Was I? No, I had it on the inside to go out. Couldn't have done it any other way. So now we're going to wrap it on the outside to go in. Okay, so now both feet are facing the same way. Okay, so if the rope's on the right foot, turn both feet toward the right. Okay, and then let's see what's the best way to do this one. Okay, and then we're going to come across the body, grab down as far as you can, and then pull. I feel this all the way over here. I feel this even up in my sides up here. There's the body. Good. We're going to do about 10 of those, okay? So, once again, we're going to wrap in to go out. Okay, so I've wrapped it on the inside of the ankle. I'm on my left foot now. My feet are going to be pigeon-toed. And I've got my right hand up at the top, left hand sliding down the rope and pulling. Trying to keep the spine straight. I'm telling myself that because I felt myself going crooked. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. I don't know if I'm at a good angle here or not. So I'm kind of doing this on my own, so I don't exactly have a camera person. Good. Then take it, wrap it on the outside of the ankle. Left hand's at the top on my left foot. Both feet are facing this way to the left. Right? And then I'm going to cross the body. Now what I like to do is I get my left hand holding it, and then I switch to my right hand, take this hand out to counterbalance so I don't roll. The foot should be turned in, this one, and back. Now this isn't high quality video here, but hopefully you get the idea. If not, once we're back to the studio, if you have any questions on these, you can always ask. I'm here. Okay, so we've got that. Now this one's a little trickier. We're going to do the hamstring one like we did before. Bend the leg 90 degrees. Pull it inward like this. So I've got my right hand, it's on my left leg. I'm going to take my left hand, take it on the outside of my knee, and I'm pulling it to the opposite shoulder, to my right shoulder. So my left leg is coming across, and then I let go and just let it come back down. Up, bend, rudder the foot a little bit, and pull across the body, and then down. Here. Right, so my body's got a little tighter. I'm in my 50s now, and things are not quite as limber as when I was in my 20s. And I've got some fake parts, so it keeps a little bit of my stretch at bay. But I still stretch on a regular basis just to keep mobility in my body. And like I said, I was never Trina Ballerina Gumby when it came to flexibility. Okay, so we'll do the other side. Put your foot in there, wrap it on the outside of the ankle, and then let's see what the best angle to do this for you would be. Go here. Now this side, this is where I have my fake parts. So I don't get a lot of range of motion there, and I don't want to test that metal in there because I don't want it falling out of my body. So we'll just keep it happy and do a little bit of stretch, but not too much. So I'm grabbing the rope with the left, way down by the shin, bending to 90, right hand behind the knee, and pulling as much as I can, as much as is available to me, across the body. Okay, so from there, we are going to lay on our side. I'm going to take the rope and I'm going to put it around my bottom foot. There's different ways you can do this, but this is the way I like to do it, just to keep the rope kind of my knee close to my chest up here. Grab the instep of your foot if you can reach it. If not, you can grab the shin, right? But we're trying to keep this here. We don't want a doggy hydrant here. We're going to kind of keep this parallel to the floor and pull back as much as you can, right? And now we're getting that top quad, right, up there in the thigh. Once again, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. And if your parents can help you with this, that would be great. If they want to join along, that would be great, right? It's always good to stretch no matter how old you are. Actually, the older we get, the more we need to do it, really. Let's do 2 more. 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. And 1,000, 2, 1,000. Good. And then come up. We'll do the other side. So now I'm wrapping my right foot. I'm going to lay on my side. Grab it with my right hand. Same arm and same leg here. And grab the instep. And then here. Now what I've discovered on my own here a little bit that I like is I will take my head this way a little bit and get a little stretch in my neck while I'm at it. I know it's isolated stretching, but a little bonus. And actually there are specific neck stretches. What we're doing is called a hip trunk protocol, so it's kind of working a lot of those lower hip all the way down through the legs. But there's chest protocols, there's neck protocols for all this active isolated stretching as well. But I'm just going to show you one aspect of it for now. Okay, so let's see. Let's do the calf. If you're working barefoot or in socks or something, you can kind of double up the rope. And you want to get it right there on the ball of the foot, right? Right there. So it's not down to the arch, it's not all the way up here where it's going to fall off. But you want to have a little bit of pull. Okay? So if you do have shoes on, you can just do it with a regular rope. Right? Out like that. Okay? And then what you want to do is you want to flex the foot toward you first, and then just give a little pull and sit up nice and tall. Right? And then 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. And 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. And pull the foot toward you, and back. So this is getting the calf muscle, right? The hamstrings and the calves are kind of on the same little fascial plane, as they call it, right? There's connective tissue that connects one to the other all the way down the body. And sometimes if one gets tight, then it makes the other one start to get tight. So you want to make sure you stretch all those muscles so that you can keep that whole body just flexible and able to move the way you need to move it. Okay, then do the other. Same protocol, just flexing and then 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then right back out of it. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, right back out. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, right back out. And then, okay, so tumblers, we have a lot we do with our backs and stuff, right? We're constantly rotating and twisting upside down and everything else. So what I want to have you do here is you're going to sit like this, okay? Sit nice and tall. Then you're going to kind of round the back. And then grab and just pull. And then come back up. Okay, so from the side, kind of rounding the back, pulling, and then stacking the back up. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back up. Back up. And do 10 of those. And sit up and you can kind of shake it out. Alright, so let's do one more here. We have what is called the iliopsoas, right? It's a hip flexor. Allows our leg to come up and kick ourselves in the head. Okay, but if you want to grab a chair, you can, right? And just kind of grab the chair like this. Now, make sure that your knee is over your foot, right? You don't want to have this kind of knee way past the foot thing. So get the foot out there far enough so that when you bend it forward, you're still tracking that knee over the top of your foot. Okay, hold on to your chair or chairs if you want. And you just kind of rock. Hold your chest up a little bit. You know, it's like in yoga. You can even add arms like this if you want. And this would be the more advanced version of it with a little bit of balance. Oh, there goes my kneecap. And one more. Okay, so then we just go to the other side. Same thing, foot's out in front so that when we bend it, it's still over the top of the knee, right? If you want to put something, if your kneecap is hurting on the floor, you can always put a towel down or something that kind of cushions it a little bit. If you have like a little something, like a little inflatable donut or something that can kind of let the kneecap not be pushing against the floor, that's fine as well. You heard mine crack a few seconds ago. So, reach up, push those hips forward and down, and then rock back out of it. And if you want to hold on to the chair and just look up to the ceiling and do that, you can. There goes that knee. Okay, good. So that's the lower protocol. I'm going to stay down here. I normally stand when I do this, but I don't want to move the camera around so much. So let's do some for the arms, the forearms, and because, you know, as we all know, as tumblers, we're constantly on our hands, right? So we're upside down, so our hands become our feet a lot of times. All right, so it's just good to keep all these guys happy as well, shoulders, everything else, right? So take your hand like this, take the other one so that it's like if you were clapping, right? And you're just gonna grab the where the crease is in the fingers, okay? So right before it meets the palm, okay, like that. And then you're just going to do 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. And 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. And do 10 of these. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then do the same thing on the other side. Flip the palm up on the left, palm down on the right, grab where that crease of your fingers is, and just go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back. Good. Now make a fist. Take this, I got my right fist here. Left hand is going to go on top of the back of the fist and just kind of grab. So my thumb is on the bottom. And what you want to do is try to keep that fist, and you're just going to bend the wrist down like that. Now, and then take it and kind of give it a stretch. This is getting the extensors here. I actually got a little elbow thing going on. This is probably pretty good for me to do right now. Just a little stretch of the extensors. Or maybe not, I don't know. Okay, good. Shake that out, do the other side, same things. Just like a waka 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 waka. Okay, and just grab fingers on top, thumb on the bottom, with the thumb, the fist facing the floor, right? And just good. Now, let's just open up the chest a little bit. So just going to take your hands together and you're clapping with your fingers apart, okay? And just kind of reach back. Then you're also going to pull those wrists back, right? Because all that fascia, all that connective tissue goes all the way into the chest muscles, right? The chest connects to the humerus, this big bone right there, right? So reach it back horizontal to the floor, but then the chest kind of fans up. So just take a little bit of like going up toward a Y shape. Keep working your way up. Right. Shoulders, we've got to keep really happy in gymnastics, especially because we're using the arms in quite a way that most people don't. Okay, good. Now take the palms down and you're just going to reach up. So your palms should be facing the ceiling when you get all the way back. Okay, and my palms are facing the sky. And then just kind of getting the front of the shoulder here, the front delts. And now let's get the root out. So put one arm out, my palm is facing front. And I'm just going to go across the chest, and then above the elbow, I'm going to grab and just pull, and then come back. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, back. What you don't want to do on this one is let the shoulder get all up here. Try to keep the shoulder down, right? And just stretch across the chest and back. Good. And then take it behind, like you're going to scratch your back, grab and just pull, and then just let the arm swing. And so get a little stretch in the tricep here, in the lats. let's go across the other. Right, palm facing front, across the body and back. Good. And scratch your back, let it swing. And you can do these standing up. I'm just on my knees right now because I'm trying to stay in the camera shot. And like I said, I don't have a camera person to kind of move around with me, so I'm just kind of doing things so that I can stay in frame. But normally I would be standing when I'm doing these. Okay, good. All right, just shake it all out. Okay, so I hope that helps get you all warmed up and stretched out a little bit while you're all spending a little time at home during this unique time in history. And like I said, I'm here, so if you have any questions, or parents, if you have any questions and you want to talk to me about these active isolated stretches, they're very effective. I learned them from Jim Wharton in New York City, who used to work with quite a few Olympians and professional athletes and such using these techniques to kind of keep them healthy. So they're pretty effective, and like I said, if you're really tight, it's a really nice way to stretch without feeling like, get me out of this. So I hope that helps, and thank you for watching. Take care.